Alright, guys, today we are going to be reacting to She Instantly Regrets Destroying Her Marriage of 12 Years. Jump in. The Wall.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll hear from a woman discussing her divorce process after 12 years of marriage, a man who says his lawyer was ripping him off by prolonging the process to take more money, and a woman who feels offended when a man wants to buy a house and put it in his mother's name. We want to invite you to smash that like button and help us reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year and earn our first plaque. That's the only contribution we ask from you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Leave us your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. And without further introduction, let's get started.
I don't know who needs this reminder, but apparently a lot of y'all do.
Oh, goody. I love reminders. Let's hear this one.
I am not a man.
I doubt that one is going to hear much disagreement on that.
I am not assigned male at birth.
Sure. Okay, why not?
I am an assigned female at birth, femme, non-binary person.
Of course. When exactly did they start assigning that at birth?
If there is a choice between a man and a bear, I'm the one that gets to choose.
In some instances, I'm starting to feel really sorry for that bear.
Also, so it's not a choice.
Wait, so there's no freedom of choice anymore? Oh dear.
Stop fucking saying, oh my god, I would totally choose the bear over you, just because I'm standing up for liberation, okay?
So much for liberation if there's no freedom of choice. I guess they must have changed the definition of that word too.
You don't get to choose between me and the bear, okay? I get to choose between a man and a bear. And if anything, I am the fucking bear that will tear apart the man who hurts you.
Oh, gee,
Oh my god, talk about simping another level, huh?
I feel safe now.
Simping, female
Do you
simping for
understand
females.
me? Like, and the fact that men do not understand why we would choose the bear.
We? Who precisely here is this we? Maybe I missed something.
Literally just proves everything. Stop treating me like I'm a man.
Indeed. And I'll just say this. I personally treat people how they act. So there's that. Fuck up, you crazy!
Yeah, that's basically a situation for another day. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want you to be playing games. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Today marks 1 year since my divorce was final. Wait for my pre-workout tingles to kick in while we talk about it. Some things that I did not expect to experience, besides all the sad things like the depression and anxiety and grief that come with divorce that I talk about in my other videos, but some other things that I didn't expect. Number one, having to reparent my inner child that I had no idea was going to come out after divorce. There is a lot of parts of my personality that I had to suppress to keep the peace in a very high demand religion, very intense, radically religious marriage. And so when I got divorced, a lot of those parts of my personality just started popping up because it had the space and room to just come out. And I had to navigate, like, is this part of my personality? Is this a trauma?
It's never their decision. It's always something else's fault. The world doesn't owe you understanding, lady. Why can't you just simply say, I own this decision? Instead of you just want to just bring the childhood stuff. Like, nobody cares. Really, nobody cares, guys. But they want to just blame it on the trauma and this and there's... Instead of saying, you know, I own this decision, I just want to leave it at that. But they keep... You know why they keep bringing it up? Because it does affect them. They start just sleeping with a lot of people afterwards. And all of a sudden, it's just a reminder that they made the wrong choice.
Response? Is this just like my inner child rebelling and having to reparent my inner child while
That's a new one,
navigating trauma was like
Golly.
a mind F. Like, they don't prepare you for that. That was not in the handbook that I was given. There is no handbook on that. That was wild. Second, tearing down the walls of this very like rigid cinder block box I was forced to live in for 12 years was really weird. I expected to just feel like a feeling of like release and freedom, which I did feel, but it was also felt with very simultaneous like confusion, because I know what life in the box looks like. It's predictable, it's comfortable. I know what this looks like, and to have those walls be gone and to have to find my own box feels a little like you're lost and confused, because although it was toxic for your mind, body, spirit, soul, all the things, and it wasn't where you were supposed to be, at least it was predictable. And now it's gone. So you have to figure out what your boundaries are outside of that box.
I don't know what people are smoking in the
I
morning.
mean, this lady needs you. Listen, you don't understand. And I was made. If you guys know this video that I'm talking about, there was a video about Kevin Samuels talking about you already met your husband, and I'm trying to look for that video. Is a lot of these people don't realize that you're gonna be in this situation for the rest of your life. You already made the bad decision. You guys don't understand it, and I don't think they want to understand it. They want to blame these things to childhood trauma, this kind of reaction, instead of saying that, yeah, I made this decision and that's it. Instead of owning that decision, at least it's going to give you some suffering at the beginning. But in the long run, it's going to make you happier. Because now you're going to really start thinking about your decisions. But you still want to live like you're in college, that's fine. This is going to be a long road for you. I can guarantee you that. Let's go to the next one.
Another thing that was freaking weird was I got married at 19. I was a child when I got married. My prefrontal cortex was still
There we go.
at the time
this
I got
is
married.
talk propaganda. That prefrontal cortex thingy is such a game changer for propaganda.
Cortex was still mid-development at the time I got married. If you are not allowed to rent a car, you should not be allowed to get married. But don't even get me started on that. Anyways, so I got divorced at like 30, 31. And so never in my adult life, or really my entire life, except for that 1 year in college that I wasn't married or didn't live with my parents or wasn't married, I had to make decisions by myself, which is totally fine. I have no problem making decisions for myself. Love it, no issue. However, I've never had to make a decision where it didn't greatly affect somebody that I was doing life with. I've never had to go to make a decision and be like, okay, so how is this going to affect this person? I'm going to make a decision. How am I going to pitch this? How's it going to help them, hurt them, benefit them, stress them out in some way? So when I'd go to make a decision, I was like, okay, this actually doesn't affect anybody but me. And that is a weird place to be. That messed with me so much, let me tell you.
Anything else
I
false?
could write a novel about how weird this first year has been, but let me just tell you this, okay? You're going to whip through a million different versions of yourself in this first year, and that is okay. Give yourself the space and grace to do it. Okay, you are going to be navigating just a million different versions of yourself, grief, loss, sadness, all while trying to rebuild a new life and keep your kids happy and healthy. And it's going to feel so overwhelming and so hard. But I want you to know you are not alone. There is light. There is love. There is an end of the tunnel. Healing isn't going to happen overnight. In fact, there is no destination to healing. It's going to be daily practice. But just know that you are not alone.
She said that because you already know that it was a wrong decision. What's going to happen to her is that she's going to still look for that guy. Now she just basically... You remember, this is a red flag for guys. It's a red flag. You were in a 12-year relationship and then you're looking for a long-term relationship. It's never a good sign, guys. That means that you are willing to destroy a relationship. Also, listen to me. The guy that just divorced this lady, Joe, you just dodged a bullet. Go reinvent yourself. Become the best version you can. Be ripped. Be rich. Be the best version you can. That way when she look at you, she'll be sad. That should be your vengeance, success.
You can do this. We're
That's why women are...
A man wants to buy a house in his parents' names so it won't be connected to his wife in any way. and she can't forgive him. The wife posted to Reddit saying that they've been married for 2 years, her husband runs a business, and she's a stay-at-home mom to their child. They had been talking about buying a house, and she overheard her husband on the phone with his father talking about putting the house in his father's name. That's suspicious. She found out later that his friend had advised him to put the house in his parents' name and then have his parents transfer it to him later, so that the property wouldn't be legally connected to her during their marriage. She was, rightfully, furious and heartbroken. She says she caused a scene and that the house buying plan was postponed. Her husband apologized and tried to make things right by taking her for a shopping trip to buy things, but she's still sad and can't forgive or forget. Commenters on Reddit were pretty blunt, telling her that her husband was hiding information from her and destroying her trust. And many suggested that this was a symptom of financial abuse and that she should get her financial health.
But we're not talking about the fact that the guy might be in a bad situation, right? We're not talking about the situation that he might be in where if she divorced him, she will get everything. The guy was very smart.
Order, get a job, and lawyer up. Financial abuse includes tactics to conceal information and limit a victim's access to assets.
Oh, they don't know
like
what
a house, according to the NNEDV. Financial abuse makes it difficult for a partner to leave a relationship, and when they finally do escape, they are often left with no assets, and it's very difficult for them to rebuild. It's likely worth this woman's time to consult an attorney and find out what her rights are in her state. And as far as rebuilding trust, it's going to take a whole lot more than just a shopping trip.
I have two opinions on this. First, putting your house in your parents' name can be beneficial when trying to protect your assets from a woman, but it's not risk-free. If you're an only child with responsible parents and a good mother, it might be a good idea. But if you have siblings, leaving...
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He was simply trying to just protect his asset. That's what it was. We're not going to sugarcoat it.
It takes 2 minutes to get married in the system, and about 2 years to get divorced, if not longer. If you don't know, it's all a sham. It's all a scam. I'm one of the rare ones that actually initiated the divorce. Usually it's the other way around. And I had a lawyer. She had a lawyer. And we ended up settling. But I settled without my lawyer, and I'll tell you in a bit why. My thing is this. If we were going to settle, why drag it out for 2 years? Why? So the two lawyers could keep making money, that's why. So they can bill each of us for talking to us, for sending us an email, for sending a fax, for sending some email to each other.
Extracting money.
Right?
Extracting.
My initial lawyer quoted me a price, ended up charging me like 3 to 4 times, which is totally wrong. I'm not going to badmouth him, whatever. It is what it is. Like I told the judge, I'm never getting married again, because he told me yesterday, you can get married tonight. And I told him straight up, Judge, I will never get married again. With a straight face, like it wasn't a joke. Just to shut him down and let his buddies know that I'm not falling into the system again. Whatever. I'm just saying that just to say that. But we ended up settling. I let go of my lawyer because he was too slow. He wasn't doing anything for me. He wasn't even negotiating. The other side sent me some outrageous settlement agreement. Outrageous. And this guy didn't even flinch. He didn't even say anything. I let him go. And I said, you know what? Somehow I'll figure this out. Luckily, the other side wanted to hurry up and settle. So they sent me a 30-page document. I read it over. Whatever I didn't agree with, I sent it back with revisions. And we went back and forth like 6 times. I ended up reading that document like 6 times, which is like a half a novel. And I was happy with everything because I feel like I'm good. I don't have any obligations, and my children are taken care of, and I'm out clean. No obligations, no nothing. Whatever I make now is mine, and that's it. So, this system needs an overhaul.
100%.
It's not right at all.
No. And this is what the other female don't want to tell you guys. See? The female telling you, saying that the husband wanted to put the house in their parents' name. This is the reason why. This right here. Let me just right here. This right here. They don't tell you the story.
It's bullshit.
Don't get married.
It's bullshit. But
When I got married, it was private, right? And then we were happy. We took it very serious. Our boss are very serious, right? We have a ring and everything, right? We are serious about this. Then you can take those financial steps. Then you can take those financial steps. Because you guys are in it forever. If something happened, right? Something happened. There's no alimony. Like, whoever wants to break it up, it has no incentives to do so. You see what I'm saying? There's no incentives to break this thing up. you break it up and you go broke. Both sides. So there's no incentive. You see what I'm saying? That there should be none of this stuff. None of it.
In the end, the judge told me, of all the cases I've heard relating to this type of matter, said, Chris, you're the most professional that has come here. And the other lawyer commended me for, my communication style and how we got things done. So it's over.
I must say that going through a divorce without a lawyer
is
a terrible idea.
It's ballsy.
If there isn't much to lose...
It's ballsy, man. Let's see what the other one. That's it. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like always, I will see you in our next one. I'm out.